Hi and welcome to part 2 of our GIS professional learning seminar. So we're going to jump straight in. Here we have our project base map that we've saved into our QGIS. You should have also downloaded the following image as well from the Google Drive link. So this is the image here. It's a segment of the 1945 aerial photography survey of Melbourne. I don't know if any of you can recognise this immediately, but what we're looking at, is the Spirit of Tasmania Pier down here. Williamstown is here. Bolte Bridge will be here, and the Westgate Freeway will come over about here, and that's the Maribyrnong coming into the Yarra. So, I mean, immediately, if we are in class, we might be talking to our students about how different this landscape is. For one, there is an airfield here. Docklands is barely developed. Coode Island is just an island still. Interesting. I find it interesting actually that Williamstown is pretty developed already, and the general west side of the Yarra is quite populated, but this is all pretty empty. So the challenge that we have, or we can see down here as well, the source aerial survey of Victoria tells you who did it with a date, and it gives us some scales of the map, and also just a little bit of a code and a key to tell you which segments of the map fit around this one. So you can select your own bits of the map, or you can just stick with the one that I've put on Google Drive for you. So the challenge that we've got here is we have a JPEG image, and we want to import this JPEG image onto our GIS project. What we then want to do is we want to be able to compare land use between 1945 and the Bing satellite map data that we have. Now, ideally, what we'll do for that is we'll just we have a look at QGIS in the layers tab here. We'll just toggle the layers on and off. So we'll have a Bing satellite layer and we'll have an image layer. Now, the challenge that we face is making sure that that image layer goes in the correct place. So what I've done, it's a little bit hit and miss, but I've picked 4 points on the image file. So if we have a look here, the point I've picked is this little office on the pier, which if we have a look on our map, that little office on the pier is still present. We're going to look at this gas tower. I think it's a gas tower anyway. If we have a look on here and travel across the river, the gas tower still present. We're going to travel northwest to this oval here, and then we're going to come across to this tip here, which if we look on QGIS, we've got the oval there, and we've got this tip here. Now, I've just taken a note of the coordinates down here for each point, which is important because we're going to use those 4 points to, when we import the image here, we will use those 4 points to anchor the image in place. So we've got one in each corner roughly, and we should then be able to toggle the image on and off. And once we get to part 3, draw polygons onto the map for various zonings of land use. So in order to do that, we need to geo-reference the image. This means we're going back into our friend plugins. So we want manage and install plugins. We're going to type in the word georeferencer, and we want to install the freehand raster georeferencer plugin. You click install plugin, follow through the installation process, and plugin installed successfully. We'll hit close. So to get started with this, we're going to go just quickly. Actually, there's 2 types of data in GIS. We have well, main data for us, vector data, which is points and polygons and that kind of thing, and raster data. Now raster data for us is our base map and our photo. So once we've installed that plugin, we're going to go to raster and we're going to go to georeferencer. We're going to click that, and this is the box that appears for us. What we are now going to do is we're going to go to this little box here. Click this box, which is to open raster. We're going to go to wherever we saved the image, and we're going to click open. We should then have the image pop up in our georeferencer. What we are now going to do is assign those coordinates that I talked about earlier. So we're going to make sure this is highlighted, this add point button. And what we're going to do is we're going to navigate by zooming in to the pier point. Now, we could put in the coordinates that I had pulled off earlier by zooming around the map and just looking. So for the pier, we've got 161.33734 by negative 455.7224. However, what we're going to do here is we're going to use from map canvas. This lets us travel to the pier here, and again, click the point, and here we go. So we click OK. That's our point here. You see the little red dot on the box. We're now going to zoom over to the gas hub. Go in the middle of the gas hub, and again, from map canvas, we're going to zoom out here, and we're going to zoom in here. Now, make sure it's this one you select, not these two. These two are new. Just going to hit that. We're going to hit OK. We will repeat this with the football oval up here. Obviously, we're trying to get the center of the oval. It can be quite a fun exercise, actually, encouraging the students to get from down here to the oval by following the road up through here. You'll notice that these factories are still there, and this little area here is still there. And from then we can count 3 blocks across and 3 blocks up, and we get our oval. We want OK, and then yeah, final coordinate point is over here. We're going to go that tip there from map canvas. We're going to come out, we're going to go in, and we're going to have that tip there, and we're going to hit OK. So we now have our 4 points on our photograph, and now we've got our point. We want to go to this settings cog here. We're coming on to here. We have various things that we've got to look at here. The transformation type that we want to select is helmet. We don't want to stress too much about the rest, and we want to save the image. So we're coming down to here, and we want to click on the 3 dots to the right of output raster. We're going to travel to the same location that it's saved, and we will save it as whatever it was called before, so 848B4A, but it's going to have modified and it's going to be a TIFF file. So we're going to hit save, and just before we hit OK, we're going to hit use 0 for transparency when needed. We can also untoggle that. It helps, I think, with black and white images. And we're going to click load in QGIS box when done, and we're going to click OK. At which point we are going to then and the final step, once we've come back to here, is to click the start georeferencing button, and we'll get a little box that pops up, and that'll be us done. Now I've already clicked that button, so we're going to click off here, and as you can see, we now have displayed over our city, and you can see it's not quite accurate here and here, but we've got this road coming down through here, we've got that road coming up through there, and we can see the line here. If we click on here, we have it's gone. Click on there again, it's back up. So we are going to save our project here, again, just to be sure. And we now have our two layers. We have our 1945 map and we have our satellite map.